Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Quadstick functions, and don't read the top part. This one's going to be about greater than and less than. And let me just go into it. So, what greater than and less than are basically, it's a function that activates when a certain amount of pressure is applied. So from 0 to 100% is kind of like on the amount of pressure you're using, or the Quadstick sees as a viable number. So over here you'll see left 1, left 2, and I guess R1 and R2 have all greater than. 95 means 95% pressure. I think by default it's 100% and or 99. And then over here it says greater than 50, and then greater than 85. Ignore the invalid. It's okay. So let me show you my pressure on the Quadstick. So right here, if you go to the Quadstick manager and your Quadstick is connected, to get the information from, you can go to sip and or puff tab. It says max pressure. Mine is set at 70 equals 100%, but obviously the higher you put it, the harder you're going to have to sip, blow, and or push to activate 100%. Mine is 70, so that means when it reaches 70% of pressure, that's actually 100%. Don't know the math, don't want to do the math. Hopefully that makes sense. Now I'm going back. It just means I don't have to apply that much pressure. So if I were to left sip, here, let me show you. I would only need 95% pressure to activate left 1. When, to be honest, I think since my pressure is at 70, greater than, just by itself, it's actually perfect. Alright, let me show you. So don't be scared of all the ones that are activated on the right side. We're going to focus on the left bumper, which is L1. That one right there on the top left. So I'm going to barely try to sip it, and then if you still don't see anything, I'm going to sip it pretty hard. Hold up, I'm trying to get it. So I don't know if you can hear the Quadstick, but I did left sip it very softly to not activate 95% pressure. But then every time you saw green like this, that was me applying more than 95. Me applying 95% and or higher pressure. I like the lip because it doesn't have a number, which means it needs 100% of pressure to activate. So if I were to click lip, nothing happened. But if I were to fully exert all the pressure, it will trigger the left trigger, or under L2. It's good for button mashing, not really button mashing, more like combos that need simultaneous buttons, like A, B, or X, Y, etc. I don't really use it, but I have used it for other people's files, whether they use it or not, because keyboards for PC gamers, if they use a keyboard layout, sometimes they don't offer prone and or crouch in the same button, so I like to use greater than to make it crouch first and then prone second, depending on the pressure. I will show that in the video, but let me get on with it. So what greater than is that the user needs to apply a certain amount of pressure to activate it. Now let me go to less than. Alright, so less than is the complete opposite. It activates even though I'm not applying pressure, because for this one you need pressure to deactivate it, and I like to say momentarily, because if you look on line 28, the X cross, it's a left puff. If I were to left puff 95% pressure, it will turn off. But once I let go pressure, it turns back on. So it's not really a turn off button, more like it's a kind of like kind of like a delay, like a break, a mini break, depending on your breath. So let me show you again with line 29. Center puff. And I let go. Once I let go, I was just double taking. Once I let go, it reactivates. For that one, it was 50% pressure. So it was a little faster at reacting. And then square, which is line 30, yeah. It's 85%. It's right puff. And so on. The triangle is a triple sip. But that's really all it does. It's the complete opposite. Greater than needs pressure to activate, while less than needs pressure to deactivate momentarily. You cannot, I repeat, you cannot do force off. It won't work. You'll get just an emergency sound. I kind of wish it did, so you can apply it to other buttons. Let's say you're running and you don't want to be holding on to X while you're running, so it will turn off while X is activated, or etc. You know, I wish it turns off when I use force off momentarily as well. So while I do other commands, it shuts off a less than command, and then when I'm done, it will turn back on whichever buttons I choose. Me just ranting. Please don't do this. I had a stupid idea, thinking it would be kind of cool if it worked, but if you look down here where the two highlighted areas, that 30 line and line 36 and 37 X, I put greater than 50 and less than 85, and they're both on right puff, right center puff. So my stupid idea was, I was like, I wonder if it cancels each other out, but only stays on what they both agree on. So if I had less than 85 and greater than 50, it would activate at 50, between pressures of 50 and 85. That would have been cool. I would have called that a sweet spot mode. That means like the command only activates within a certain parameter of pressure, but it doesn't work because when I do it, let me show you. I don't know if you can hear that. It looks the same as before, but you hear this buzzing noise. I'm going to assume that the file cannot be read correctly because it doesn't know which one to use. I don't want to leave it on for that long, so let me take it off. Alright, I don't know if you can hear that. I wish you can. If not, I'll try to add it in somehow. But please do not do that. You're just going to cause errors, and that is the error sound. Whoops. That is the error sound. Error sound. Now you ask me, how can I use this? Let's go to first person shooter. It could be used for anything, but I think I've heard people talking about it on the forum. I don't do it myself. It's a good idea. I don't blame them. It's a quick aim and shoot without using two buttons at the same time. But I like to shoot with my lip, and aim with my lip and shoot with the center sip. But for this one, as an example, line 23 and 24, you got left 2 and right 2, so that's aim and shoot. So what would happen is, if I center sip it, it would aim, and if I continue to sip it even harder, it would shoot at the same time. So let me show you what it looks like on this. So I'm going to center sip it. You'll notice only the left trigger, which is the aim, or left 2, activates. But if I were to push it even harder, you'll notice the right trigger activate as well. So if you do it in quick succession, as quick scopers do, you'll notice there's like a slight delay between the first one and the second one. That, or they just activate at the same time. But that's how quick scopers and or some people like to play. Quick aim and shoot. I guess I'll put in a little video what it should look like. I don't use it myself, but hey, never know. I might switch to it. Right. Here's the video.
that X Factor regen!
よし、こっちへおいで。ポットは開いてるよ。うまく。
Be advised, hostile UAV incoming. Hostile counter. Be advised, hostile counter UAV is online.
Enemy down. Showdown.
Okay. Now, we're wondering. Oh, I don't have. Oh, do I have anything there? Less than? No. I don't even use less than. I don't even know how to use it. Okay, to be honest, I know how less than works since I just showed you, but I can't wrap my mind around how I'm going to implement it in a game that I would need to use less than, which is basically constantly going to be on until I push a certain button. But until I can figure out what or how to use it, I have no idea how to tell you or show you an example of it. I can just show you what it does. Other than that, ignore the phone ring because I'm not doing this again. Have a good one. Leave a comment or dislike it. Don't care. See ya.